So I was reading this book about Clever Guts diet from Michael Mosley, and there's a bit in the book where he talks about getting your gut biome checked out with a company that does those sorts of genome sequencing. So I thought I would give it a go. So I went onto the interwebs, as you do these days, and I googled the company, and it was just called Ubiome, and I had a look at their website. There was an Australian one too, but the Australian one was $349 to get done, and the American one was only 89 American dollars. So even with the change in currency and the postage, it worked out to be heaps cheaper. So I went on to this one called Explorer, which will show me what my gut biome is. It will give me some information about the types of bacteria, and it says it's for citizen scientists and researchers. And so I bought the kit. It took about 3 weeks to get here, and inside this little magnetized box there is a mailing bag. There's a bit of toilet paper, there's a swab, and there's 2 tubes. One is a backup tube, it's called the spare sample tube, and then there's the one that just has gut written on it. Now, it says to only use the spare one if the other one becomes compromised. I'm not quite sure what that means, but anyway, we're going to go and give it a try. So, be back soon. Okay, so we're on our way. We've got the swab, we've got the tube, and we've got the toilet paper. I'll leave you here. I don't think you need to come inside. Well, that's all done. Just have to shake this for a minute. Shake it carefully for a minute. Then it goes in the mailing bag, gets sent to America. I don't know how long it takes to get the results, but I'll be back with you after then. Well, I sent my sample away on the 20th of October, and I got my results back yesterday, Saturday the 1st of December. So it's taken a little while for them to get that done, but I suppose genome sequencing or whatever it is they do, or growing up the bacteria, probably takes some time. I opened up the results yesterday, and they were quite good, I think. Just while it's loading, it says here that I've got a 94.9% wellness match score. This score represents the overlap between the microbes in my sample compared to a healthy group that they call the selected samples. I'm in the 91st percentile, so I'm 91% ahead of other people in the group. So that was okay, but I must say, I'm a scientist, I'm a science teacher, I did a science degree, all that sort of stuff, and I found some of this data a bit hard to interpret. It was a bit hard to know whether the numbers were good numbers or bad numbers, simply because their explanations aren't very in-depth. But if I have a look at some of the data, there's a whole bunch of different things down here. So the first lot of data was about healthy weight, and selected samples is 1, and I'm up here at 2 times. So I've got 2 times the number of bacteria that are associated with being at a healthy weight, which is sensible because I am at a healthy weight. Gives you some ideas of what to do if you aren't, if your numbers are low. So I think that one's a bit easy to interpret, so no problem there. This one, however, though, it says that I have 10 very elusive bacteria, and it lists the names of the bacteria there, but it doesn't tell me whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. Is it a bad thing to have Asaccharobacter? I've got 0.20% of that. Cristinacella? I don't even know how to pronounce that one, but Parvibacter? I actually think that's some sort of pathogen. I remember reading about that when I was at uni. But, it doesn't tell me whether it's good or bad to have those elusive bacteria. If we go to the inflammation thing, this was one thing that I was surprised about, because I thought my diet had been pretty good, and I expected to have a good amount of butyrate producing microbes in my gut, but I'm lower than the healthy sample. But that doesn't tell me if I'm lower than most people. It just tells me I'm lower than their selected sample. Butyrate's important for reducing inflammation in your body. They talk about propionate, which is butyrate's 4 carbon chains, propionate's 3 carbons in the chain. I'm better at that than I was at butyrate. And but for polyamine, I'm higher than the selected sample. So I don't really know what those numbers mean. I suppose it means I'm lower than healthy, but it doesn't tell me what the normal population is. Lactose intolerant, I would expect my numbers to be low because I'm not lactose intolerant, and they are. So people who are lactose intolerant are on this graph, and I'm only 0.29 times. Probiotic bacteria. This is the amount of probiotic bacteria that were found in my sample. So probiotic bacteria are the ones that you consume in food, and you need to choose the one. So lactobacillus, look at that, 175 compared to 100 in the normal sample. Akkermansia, 826 times. That's pretty good. So, keep in mind that your gut microbiome is dynamic. What are selected samples? So the selected samples are samples from individuals who report no ailments and high levels of wellness. Now, this Akkermansia are among the most common bacteria. They are present in early infancy and eventually total as much as 5% of the bacteria in some people's guts. Some studies suggest that they are associated with healthier metabolism. These bacteria may also strengthen the intestinal wall, helping to prevent microbes from seeping out into the rest of your body. If your abundance of any of these 3 bacteria is low, eating certain foods or taking supplements may increase their levels, and they give you some ideas of how to do that. So, looks okay. Microbial diversity. I scored 8.6 out of 10, which is apparently not too bad. I mean, 0 to 10. Most people are between 6 and 9, so I'm nearly 9, so that's okay. The alcohol one, I was interested in this one. Now, I drink alcohol, probably more than I should, but not as much as I did. And it says here, this is the selected samples. These are the healthy people. So this is the bacteria profile of people who are healthy. People who have a damaged gut barrier because of alcohol are down here. And look at this, I'm up here, 1.49. So 1.5 times healthy. Woohoo! That's pretty exciting. So this is the selected samples. In alcohol consumers, it's up, so that's a bad thing. And I'm down here. So there you go. Pretty good. Okay. So, pretty happy about those results. Gives you, one of the things though that was a bit surprising, I don't know what, this is another one, I don't know what this means. This is for vitamins, and it's saying something about the amount of vitamin K in my sample compared to others. Like, it's really low, 2.7 compared to 100 in the healthy people, and 44.6 of vitamin B9. Don't even know what vitamin B9 is. Folic acid. Folic acid. So I don't know. That's not a great thing. Metabolism low for carbohydrates, a little bit low for lipids, and really low for amino acids. Again, I don't know. Is that bad? You have a lower abundance of amino acid metabolizing bacteria in your sample than the group of selected samples. So it gives me some ideas of what to do. Mostly taking supplements. Now, I am not interested in taking supplements. I want to do this with food. I guess the whole story is here is this is just one sample point, just one data point, one snapshot in time. I think I would be interested in doing it again after, 6 or 7 months. A couple of weeks before I sent the sample away, I had antibiotics. Perhaps the antibiotics might have affected my gut and they hadn't recovered from that. I did have the kit hanging around for about a month because I knew that I should wait after the antibiotics, but maybe they hadn't recovered properly. So I might do it again next year, halfway through next year, and see what we get. But anyway, it was interesting exercise. Kept me amused for a while, so cheaper than a night out, I guess. Bye.